My dear viewers, a spiritual guide is called a murshid in Arabic and refers to someone who mentors a person on their journey to righteousness and Allah's closeness. Sayyidina Mujaddid al-Fithani rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi states, the murshid is the one who revives the dead heart and soul of the disciple and makes him reach the stations of divine unveiling and witnessing. The murshid is the one who leads us to the path of Allah Almighty and His Messenger sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam. He teaches us the manner of acting upon the sunnah and instills religious fervor in us. He also purifies our inward and outward and beautifies them with the illuminating lights of Islamic law. Seeking proximity to Allah Almighty is the essence of felicity for every believing slave, as the believers have been commanded to seek nearness in the court of Allah Almighty. To achieve spiritual closeness and to progress through the stages of the spiritual path, it is necessary to seek edification and guidance from a knowledgeable teacher who has personally attained Allah's proximity. When those who seek proximity to Allah Almighty affiliate themselves with the saints, these saints make them traverse to the stations of nearness through safe pathways. The following are some rights of a spiritual guide. Take note of them. It is necessary for the disciple to respect his spiritual guide in every regard. The reviver of Islam, the Imam of Ahl Sunnah, Imam Ahmad Raza Khan rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi states, one should respect his, in other words, the spiritual guide's clothes, place of sitting, children, home, locality and city. It is necessary for the disciple that he does not let loose his own intellect upon the command of the Islamic law given by his murshid. Rather, he should humbly submit to his spiritual guide's order. The reviver of Islam, the Imam of Ahl Sunnah, Imam Ahmad Raza Khan rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi states, whatever he, the spiritual guide, commands, he should neither question why nor delay. Rather, he should give it precedence, in other words, preference and priority over all the other matters. Whenever the disciple comes before his spiritual guide, he should control his tongue and heart. Some of the pious predecessors state, when seated with the worldly figure, sit whilst controlling your tongue, and when seated in the presence of a saint, sit whilst restraining your heart. It is stated in Al-Fatawa Al-Razawiyah, laughing in the presence of the spiritual guide is a grave matter. A person should keep his eyes, ears and heart focused on him. The disciple must not object to his spiritual guide. In this regard, Imam Ahmad Raza Khan rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi states, one should avoid objecting to spiritual guides, as this is a lethal poison for disciples. Few and far between must be such disciples who harbor objections in their hearts against their spiritual guides and then attain success. The disciple should understand the right of his spiritual guide. He should consider him to be the most beneficial teacher for him. He should be prepared to sacrifice his wealth, life, children and everything else for him. He should remain in his hand like a deceased person in the hand of the one who is living. He should be a friend to his friend and an enemy to his enemy. We make dua to Allah Almighty that He grants us the success in understanding the right of our spiritual guide and the ability to act according to this, and that He makes our accomplished spiritual guide the leader of Ahl Sunnah, Maulana Ilyas Atta Qadri, Damat Barakatuhum Al-Aliyah, pleased with us. Ameen. Bijahin Nabil Ameen, Sallallahu Ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. Sallu ala al-Habib, Sallallahu Ta'ala ala Muhammad, Sallallahu Ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam.